Hi, True Crime Alert family and friends. Oh my goodness, we have some good news. Finally, finally. Cleo Smith has been found alive and well. Isn't that awesome? That gives us hope, doesn't it? Maybe Summer Wells will be next. Maybe Monkey Michael Vaughn. I mean, we don't know. This could be starting a roll. Hopefully, it is, you guys. I'd love to see them all found. That would be great. So let's watch this clip together.
Well, welcome back, and we begin with major breaking news this morning. Missing 4-year-old Cleo Smith has been found alive. I think we were all stunned when that news came through in the last few minutes. Nine's Lucy Macleod is in Perth for us, and Lucy, she went missing on October 3. It's been a long 3 weeks. What can you tell us?
My God, hasn't it? So pretty much one this morning is when it all happened. Police broke into a home in Carnarvon. They found her in her locked room. An officer picked her up, asked her what her name was. She said, "My name is Cleo." And that was pretty much it. And they've got a man in custody at the moment, but incredible police work. A huge amount of effort has gone into this. It's been the first weekend of October that she went missing. It was early hours of that Saturday morning that she was last seen. Her mum, she asked her mum for a drink of water. By the time her mum woke up at 6 the next day, she was missing. So, incredible police work. They've had 100 officers on this, working on this, 50 up in Carnarvon, 50 down here. They've been working with the AFP. The FBI was even involved. There was secret technology going into all of this. They used satellites. They've used everything that they have on this. They've had specialist trackers going into this, using telephone towers to track whoever was in the area. They've had over 1,000 calls to Crime Stoppers, which was incredible as well. And they said just yesterday that her abductor may not have been captured on any security vision just because of how vast this country is, and that there was limited security footage and even dash cam footage. So it'd be incredible to see what comes out of this, and incredible to see what police say today.
Yeah, it certainly will be. And given they've got this guy in custody, interesting to see what transpires through all that. Our reporter not far away from that police station in Carnarvon too, so we'll be there as soon as we can. But we did just hear from West Australian Police. It's worth having another look at this.
It's my privilege to announce that in the early hours of this morning, the Western Australian Police Force rescued Cleo Smith. Cleo is alive and well. A police team broke their way into a locked house in Carnarvon at about 1 a.m. They found little Cleo in one of those rooms. One of the officers picked her up into his arms and asked her, "What's your name?" She said, "My name is Cleo." Cleo was reunited with her parents a short time later. This is the outcome we all hoped and prayed for. It's the outcome we've achieved because of some incredible police work, and I want to thank Cleo's parents, the Western Australian community, and all of the volunteers. And of course, I want to thank my colleagues in the Western Australian Police Force. I can confirm that we have a man from Carnarvon in custody who is currently being questioned by detectives. We'll have more to say on the rescue of Cleo as the day unfolds. Now, welcome home, Cleo.
Such powerful words, that, isn't it? Welcome home, Cleo. To imagine, her mum, Ellie, getting a little girl back in her arms for the first time since October 16 when she went missing. What was really interesting here, Lucy, is that she was found in a house in Carnarvon. That's not too far away from where they were camping, about 70 k's away.
Not at all. And it's incredible to see, just how police have done this. I mean, I think they knew that Cleo was still in WA. I mean, as I reported a couple of days ago, they were going through rubbish as far south as Geraldton, that's 500 k's, and as far north as Manilia Roadhouse, which is only 100 k's. They didn't say why that they were zoning in on that area, but they obviously had some kind of clue or some kind of hint at the fact that this person was close. And to think that this person probably lived very close to the family's home. I mean, they were Carnarvon locals. That's frightening. Little Cleo was probably wondering, I mean, they probably crossed paths at some point. I mean, that's incredible. So, yeah, insane police work here. I mean, they've been doing it every single day. Huge amount of resources going into this, and I've spoken to police on this and some that aren't on this, and they've said it's incredibly huge hours going into it and huge resources. I mean, it was described as one of the most complex cases in WA police history.
Look, it was a tough one too, wasn't it? I mean, especially for her parents, doubly tough with all the criticisms that were coming. Also, the police investigation meandered at times through to their own house. We saw evidence being collected at various points. There were all kinds of awful accusations online that the parents had to deal with, mum and stepdad, and, you know, no one really knew for sure what had gone on, especially, as it turns out, the parents. Now, for them to have her back in their arms in the wee small hours of this morning, can you imagine? I mean, can you imagine?
Imagine the wake-up call.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
No.
No.
Imagine the wake-up call. I mean, because you'd be, for days, there'd be the pressure. Like, I mean, you'd get calls from police every single day hoping that that would be the call, that would be the call. And finally, one this morning, around the same time that she, you know, incredibly, the same time that she asked her mum for a drink of water, you know, 18, 19 days ago, whatever it was. I mean, incredible pressure on the parents. I mean, they've copped it heaps, but also police too. I mean, no doubt over the past 3 weeks, there's been a ton of pressure on them, especially that they had no idea where she was, who she was with. I mean, this is insane. I mean, the story went national, international as well. I mean, they had international agencies working on this as well. The FBI, everyone was briefed on it. So, I mean, we fear that it'd be another Madeleine McCann, another, you know, William Tyrrell, you know, but this is incredible. I mean, I can't believe it myself.
You know, what you're saying there is exactly right, Lucy. It's like you get a call as a parent at 1 in the morning. I mean, you're not thinking it's a good call, and for them to have that relief, that sheer and utter and complete relief that their baby, their child, is okay.
And imagine what your first question would be, is she okay? And for the police to say she is alive and she is well. Obviously, there's so much more to come from this. But it was interesting that the language sort of changed in the last 24 hours and the police started talking about this being an opportunistic abduction. I wonder if it was at that point that they were following this lead. And I tell you who can probably give us a bit more of an update on that is Joshua Dorr. He's actually in Carnarvon, our Perth reporter, where, as we were saying this morning, the 4-year-old was found at 1 a.m. this morning. Josh, can you shed any further light as to what we're hearing this morning?
Well, Ali, it's an incredible morning. We've just been woken up with this news as well. Quite simply remarkable. We're at the police station here. We've been here, look, for the best part of a week, and other reporters have been here for quite some time as well. Police do have a Carnarvon man at the moment that they are questioning about this. Not at this stage, though. We've only just arrived, so very early to say who and what, but gee, what a fantastic bit of news. Police here, as Lucy was touching on just before, have been doing such a massive amount of work here. There's 100 people that are on this task force, 50 based here in Carnarvon. A lot of officers have come up from Perth. Another team of 50 are based back in the city. And they have been working non-stop every day, over the weekend, every hour. They've been working longer than us, finishing later than us. So they've been putting every single bit into this. And I guess every day that went past, there was a bit of a sense of feeling here in Carnarvon that, as sad as it was perhaps, that hope might have been fading. There was a vigil held just last weekend, and to be honest, there was only about 30 or 40 people here at the vigil compared to one that had hundreds the week before. There was a sense around the town that perhaps the worst might have happened, and as the days dragged on, that was the case. So to get this news, I mean, people are still asleep. People will be waking up to this here and checking their phones, and it'll just be an utter sense of relief and a sense of happiness. It's going to be an incredible morning, really.
Josh, take us inside that, because as you say, it's early in the morning there, but in and around Carnarvon, you know, the whole nation has turned their attention to this part of WA, and it's happening in their backyard.
And
right?
Carl, this is just one of the lead detectives who was working on this case. You can see his happiness. Sorry to cut you off there.
Right.
Just just a little smile on the face there, and you can understand the reason. Sorry, Carl, continue.
No, they got the job done, didn't they? I mean, you can't argue with it. I mean, they have found her, and that's just an incredible police operation, right?
It is. It's fantastic. And, I mean, the man who was involved in this task force, Rod Wild, he's been involved in some of the biggest cases here in Perth. He helped crack the case of the Claremont serial killer, also helped take down Nick Martin's killer, and he's got another feather to his cap. But it is far more than just one man. There is such a massive team. We've had police air wing, drone specialists. There's been all levels of specialist services and detectives. I mean, it casts you way back, of course, all to the massive search effort, the SES, helicopters, locals giving their time and effort, and you know the family had a GoFundMe page that was raising funds for them, but they would have done it without any money. They have been here, been offering any assistance they can. The calls through to Crime Stoppers, the reported sightings, the public effort as well has been fantastic. Just to rally around these officers, let them do their job. Of course, there's been a lot of pressure on the parents as well. Obviously, a lot of speculation, which is almost natural in these cases when someone's child goes missing in a situation like this. So much pressure's been on the parents, but they've been here countless times at the police station, helping out as much as possible for them to not only find for their daughter, but a sheer relief that this weight of pressure is off their back. It just must be amazing for them.
Okay, guys, there's your good news. This is awesome news. Is it just me, or I don't know if I should point this out, but have you ever seen a detective run faster than what that one did when he put him on the spot? He said, "Hey, here's it." Oh boy, he took off running. He's like, "Yeah, it's me. Bye." And off he went. Evidently, he didn't want to do an interview at that moment because, well, he was gone. But look at this angel, you guys. Wonderful, wonderful. Hope is revived. Hope is revived. The other ones will be found too. All of our little missing angels will be found. Okay, this is wonderful. And she was found alive and well. And she's doing really good now. I bet mom and dad are just ecstatic getting to see this baby again. Because who knows what level of hope they had after 3 weeks, you guys. I can't even imagine mom and dad. Actually, I was thinking it's getting a lot longer and a lot longer. Is she going to be found? I mean, hope starts to diminish with time. But look at this. Just keep hope alive, guys, because here's a happy ending. This is the ending we would love for all the cases. Summer Wells, Orrin and Orson. Oh, those two little darlings. What little cuties. I wonder where they're at. We might find those little boys too. Michael Vaughn. We have a lot of others missing too. I'm going to cover some more cases this week. But thank you for joining me. Enjoy this happy ending. I hope you have a good day to go with it. Bye for now.